Welcome to the Pioneer Viewpoint. I'm Dillon Forsyth.
And I'm Sammy P. The state legislature passed a measure allowing school districts to arm teachers if they've possessed the proper law enforcement training and certifications. Devin Spann reports that isn't flying in Sumner County.
Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Scott Langford, says they're in agreement with the county sheriff on keeping guns out of county schools.
Our teachers are the first line of defense in the event of a tragic school shooting in the school. They stay with our kids and keep them safe. They get them in the appropriate and safe place in the classroom. They make sure that they would move to a safe location, and they will be the ones that will communicate with law enforcement from the classroom. We do not want to put any extra responsibilities on them. They already carry a heavy responsibility in addition to teaching, to also making sure our students are safe in the classroom.
The bill allowing teachers to carry was developed in the wake of the Covenant school shooting.
Langford added they respect that school districts across Tennessee have very different resources and needs, and we appreciate our state's leaders giving districts the option to address them.
Are we ready to say goodbye to TikTok? In the U.S., Sammy P takes a Tennessee perspective.
America could be looking at a nationwide TikTok ban after the president signed a foreign aid package that mandates the China-based company to sell the platform in 9 months. Tennessee Congressman John Rose says Americans' personal and private information that they disclose to TikTok falls into the hands of the Chinese Communist Party.
With 170 million users in the U.S., including 2 out of every 3 American teenagers, we cannot turn a blind eye to the enormous risk that this app poses.
Still, some students stay away from TikTok.
That's probably one of the more influential reasons why I feel like I don't have it. That's probably contributed to my reasoning.
But not all of state students see it that way.
I think it'd be really damaging, for sure. I think that a lot of people are able to spread useful information, not just about politics, but about like lifestyle, health. It's got a variety of people from different countries, so we're able to stay in touch with everything that's going on, which I think is probably why we're losing it. But I definitely do think it's a very damaging concept.
Rose says that a new law does not necessarily ban TikTok, rather requires the platform to separate itself from control by the Chinese government. They say you are what you eat, but Gwen Swan looks into how healthy that is.
What is that? Is that a monster from outer space? Nope. It's a can of bioengineered chili beans. From Aldi's to Publix, Kroger to Walmart, the use of bioengineered ingredients has exploded from its first approval in 1994 to over 75% of processed foods on the supermarket shelves today. From potatoes to papayas, popcorn to cake mix, stores across the country are quietly selling bioengineered foods to their customers. But is it safe? We asked people their thoughts on the topic.
Today I'm speaking with Rainey. If the price of food gets to be too high, would you consider buying engineered grown meats or insects?
I definitely have to do more research, but I don't see why not.
You'd eat a cricket?
If it gets that bad, maybe.
And lab grown beef is also okay with you?
Maybe.
We are here at Gammon's Food.
It's a natural foods market here in Hendersonville, Tennessee. And we basically just sell local products, including produce, artisan products, plants, coffee, breakfast, lunch. And
Okay.
yeah,
Do your customers seem to be concerned about the rising cost of foods?
Yeah, a little bit, but
bit.
when you explain the quality that you're receiving and just supporting local,
Okay.
they definitely have an understanding, and especially just with how the inflation is everywhere.
Gotcha. Any questions about geoengineered food? Do people seem to be concerned about that at all?
So, a little bit,
GMOs.
yes. Yeah.
While most people don't seem to care, 21 countries around the world have banned the cultivation of GMOs or bioengineered foods, and scientists and physicians have called for a moratorium on the use of these products until more studies can be done to confirm safety, citing allergies, cancers, and environmental issues as major concerns. However, I spoke with Billy Dye, Assistant Dean of the Division of Math and Science here at Vol State, and he disagrees, saying these products are no different from others in nutritional value and are equally the same in safety. Professor Dye says the economic benefits of increased production far outweigh any financial concerns. But you be the judge. Bioengineered foods, miracle, monster, or matters not. I'm G with Vol State News Today.
Tennessee has more than 100 state-owned bridges in poor condition, but how likely are we to see them tumble like the one in Baltimore? William McGrone investigates.
I got to sit down with Dominic Martirana, student of the ABC Trade School for Contractors and Electrical Engineers. He's going to give us some insight on what happened to the boat, the bridge, and what we can expect in the future. So Dominic, you saw the video. What do you think happened on that boat?
The general consensus around the video is either engine failure or an electrical problem, resulting in the boat being inoperable, resulting into the crash, unfortunately.
So you mentioned the lights already. What do you think specifically happened inside the boat that caused it to crash into such a large bridge?
Well, there's really not a lot to go off of, but from seeing in the video, right before they lost power, all their lights shut off. So it can mean one of two things, in which people said already, is that the engine failure, which is no good, that relies on everything, which resulted in the power being shut off. But then soon after, we can see power is reinstated into the boat. All the lights come on, but then shortly after, you see smoke pluming out of the top, which can, mean either an engine fire or even worse, an electrical fire. So one of those two things. So rendering the ship also just inoperable to move.
Last thing while we have you here, we want to know, can this happen to one of our bridges here in Gallatin, Tennessee?
Probably not. You guys are a landlocked state. You don't have any ports really, and you don't have a lot of commerce going through. Unlike the port of LA and the port of Baltimore, you have just ridiculous amount of commerce going through those areas. It increases your chance significantly to have a catastrophic issue like we did in March of 2024 with this crash. But really, really low chances for any of your bridges to collapse from such a massive ship. So I would have to say no, probably nowhere near the future would happen in Gallatin. Could it happen again in other ports like LA? Yeah, but they're probably going to take more precautions after this crash. So that's what I have to say about it.
Unfortunately, 6 people did in fact lose their lives when the Baltimore Bridge collapsed. 2 bodies are still unaccounted for, and the city of Baltimore is trying to get over this horrible tragedy. They're taking heavy precautions to avoid this in the future, and multiple criminal investigations are underway to prevent anything like this from happening ever again.
Middle Tennessee's athletic scene is catching spring fever, so here's a look at sports.
Hello, I'm G, the KOC cool older chick. The Preds' Jeremy Lazan has set a league record for hits this season. The definition of a hit in the NHL is essentially forceful and legal body-to-body contact. Lazan's total is at 383 for the regular season, resulting in the record for hits in a season. Coach Andrew Burnett calls him one of the elite defenders in the league. Music City Baseball has been researching where to put a Major League Baseball stadium in Nashville. Sammy P asked Pioneers coach Jim McGuire for his take about the possible MLB league in town.
Of course, expansion of baseball, in the state is good no matter what level. It'll get more people into it, more people watching it, more people maybe choosing it over basketball and football and soccer now with soccer growing. What are your thoughts on a pro baseball team coming to Nashville?
Yeah, I think it would support it. I think it would be an awesome, awesome thing. I mean, I love the Preds and love the Titans. I think everybody can kind of see, I've been here through all that transition as those teams have come in. One is an expansion team and one is an established team that just relocated. But either way that it would go, I think Nashville would be a tremendous spot. I think the location, the support, everything would be there. I believe the only way, I don't think they're going to get a team to relocate here. I really don't. I think it's going to have to be an expansion team. And I do think there's an expansion from the winter meetings this year that Major League Baseball holds. It was actually in Nashville this year. And I always go up and just kind of people watch a little bit, but also try to listen to what's going on. And Commissioner Manford, did mention Nashville as a possible destination for an expansion team if it comes along. So I do think it could happen, but I think as you see the Oakland A's trying to relocate to Las Vegas, how long a process that's happening, and now they're going to have to move out of Oakland and go to Sacramento for 2 years while the new stadium is being built. So I think if it happens in Nashville, even if they decide today, it would still be 3 or 4 years down the line before you'd actually see a game in the city.
So what does it take to become a top bass angler? Garrett Backus talked with award-winner fisherman from TTU.
What type of role fishing has had in your life?
Fishing has really played a big role in my life. Really since 6th grade when I really started tournament fishing. And here lately, especially the past year, when I've actually got to step it up and put more time on the water.
Was there like a specific spark or like a specific aha moment that led you to start fishing in 6th grade?
So I guess yes and no. I started fishing with one of my buddies. He got me into it, and he had a boat, and we started fishing with him. Or I started fishing with him, and then ever since then, we just kept doing it. It kept us out of the house, kept us in the outdoors. When I wasn't hunting back then, I was fishing. So it really gave us something to really do. I guess when I really was like, this is kind of what I want to maybe do as a career, is when I got to go to the Junior World's Championship after we won the state championship on the juniors level. So it really, then it kind of made my eyes open up to it, and then especially with here recently, that's what all I want to do.
What can the viewers take from you? What advice would you give them?
If you have something you love to do it to the best every chance you get. With fishing, one thing is putting time on the water, is fishing as much as you can, practicing as much as you can. So even if you're not fishing, even if you're playing football or baseball, practicing what you're wanting to do the most that you can is what I really, want to tell people.
How can people get started fishing in their local area?
All it takes is going to Walmart, buying a rod, and finding a local watershed, either public or you have permission to a private pond. If you have a boat, you can go. Even if you don't have a boat, find someone that does, and you can be fish with them.
What can we expect from the Tennessee Tech Fishing Club for the rest of 2024 and beyond, as long as you're here and at the university?
So, like with that win we got this year, for this year right now, we're trying to just keep that momentum going. We got a national championship for the ACA Collegiate Trail at the end of May on Pickwick. And then we got one more, it's a national championship at Hartwell in South Carolina in August. So we only got really 2 more big tournaments and maybe a tournament here and there. But for this year, we're just trying to keep that momentum going. And then next year, hopefully maybe take a shot at the top 25 next year, or even the year after that. I think it'd be really cool to get Tennessee Tech back in the talks of top teams in the nation.
Thank you for watching, sports fans. For Hunter Sloan, I'm Garrett Backus.
Plenty of places to cast your line around Gallatin. I'm G, the KOC cool older chick, with your Pioneer Sport.
April showers appear to be invading May. Here's a look at your forecast.
I'm Garrett. Here's your Pioneer forecast. Plants will be happy at the end of this week. We have thunderstorms expected tonight, the low 62. Rain off and on tomorrow, the high bouncing up to 82. Again, a chance of storms tomorrow night, the low 73, which is great for plants but could cause some flooding around the Lake Hickory area. Sunday is looking a little warmer, Sunday off and on with a high of 83, although temps could dip into the 70s in Lebanon. A little breezier in the evening, but still clear, low 68. The good news, all the rain is clearing out the pollen, so if you have any allergies, you won't be sneezing as much. I'm Garrett with your Pioneer forecast.
That wraps up this edition of Pioneer Viewpoint. I'm Sammy P.
And I'm Dillon Forsyth. Thank you for watching.